Greetings, my beautiful lovelies. It's Emmy. How are you? It's great to see you, and welcome to this Halloweeny edition of a ramyeon taste test. Today we're going to be tasting a selection of ramyeon noodles, specifically cup noodles, in celebration of the recent movie K-pop Demon Hunters. Now, if you haven't seen this movie, it's taken the world by storm. Not only is it a terrific movie, but it has a fantastic soundtrack, and Golden is a banger. My kids are singing it. I am singing it. It is everywhere. And the main characters of the movie are the K-pop demon hunters, Rumi, Amira, and Zoe. And there is a very specific scene where the ladies eat cup ramyeon noodles, and it is a brilliant marketing campaign, just perfect for the real launch of ramyeon noodles. But this is not a real Rumi superstar flavored ramyeon noodle. This is a custom label that I printed out and stuck on a regular cup of noodles. But actual noodles are supposed to come out. From my understanding, it is a rebranding or repackaging of Shin ramyeon noodles. Ramyeon noodles are the Korean version of Japanese ramen noodles, and they're going to come out in packages. They're supposed to be launched in the US. They did a trial run back in August in Korea, and in about 2 minutes, 6,000 cups were sold out. So very, very popular. In the movie, each character has their own flavor. Rumi has a superstar flavor, Mira has the spicy queen, and Zoe's is hamburger. And instead of superstar flavor, I have chicken cup noodle, which is this one, which I simply wrapped with this custom label. So while we have it, let's just go ahead and give it a taste. Here we go. Classic, classic, classic. Here we go. Itadakimasu. As far as instant noodles go, it's pretty run-of-the-mill, but super nostalgic for me. My mom always had some instant noodles in the pantry for power outages or for snacking after school. This has the classic chicken bouillon flavor. We have some dehydrated carrots and corn and a little bit of green onion. In terms of texture, the noodles are pretty soft. Not particularly bouncy, but they are designed to rehydrate quickly, just simply with hot water. No microwaving, no stovetop, just hot boiling water. In terms of both flavor and texture, these are pretty mid-tier for me, but they are very nostalgic. So let's try some others. I had a bit of a camera malfunction, so I already added water to this, but we're going to microwave this for 2.5 minutes. I love that fact that they have microwave directions on here as well. I find that it gets hotter when you microwave them rather than using hot water, and you can regulate the texture of the noodles better, I feel, when you microwave them. I really like my noodles really hot, temperature hot. So I find with microwaving, you can do that better than with just hot water. So we're gonna put these in the microwave for 2 minutes. I guess while we're waiting for that, I can tell you a little bit about my Rumi braid. I went to the hair store, bought a lot of this lavender hair, and I made this braid. I followed a YouTube tutorial. I'll put a link down below in case you're curious. When I saw the movie, thought I really would love to have a tail like Rumi, and I made a really long tail. Look how long this is. I mean, it's long and it's heavy. Oh my goodness, is it heavy? But it's super fun. So I made the braid, put up my hair, and then used a million bobby pins to pin in place, and used lots of hairspray to slick up my sides. Now I could have colored my hair as well, but since my hair is black, I don't think it would take color all that well, but this is what we have, and it's super fun. Alrighty, so Shin ramyeon. We have the noodles, the dried bits. This is what the noodles look like. And in comparison to the cup noodles, they're much thicker. See how these are kind of flat? While the Shin ramyeon are rounder. See that? And in my experience, the Korean instant noodles tend to be spicier. Alrighty, let's give Shin ramyeon a taste. I'm gonna have some of the broth first. Itadakimasu. Super flavorful, a little bit spicy, and kind of briny. Not quite seafoody, but briny and savory. Okay, let's try the noodles. Itadakimasu. So good. Definitely spicier than the cup noodles. The cup noodles were not spicy at all. These have a nice bit of heat to them. So if you like spicy foods, you will love this. So spicy and delicious. If you don't have much of a heat tolerance, this might be a little bit too spicy for you. But what I really love are the texture of the noodles. Super bouncy. And chewy and almost mushroomy in terms of flavor. Really great savory, earthy, briny flavor and terrific noodle texture. Shin Ramyeon. So I got this one because I was curious. I've never had this one before. This is also Shin noodles, but this is a vegan version. Look at that. So very, very curious to see how the vegan one compares. The black Shin ramen is my favorite, and that one is very, very kind of meaty in flavor. But this is vegetarian, so let's see how it compares. This too has the dry bits and the noodles together. We add the soup base. Very similar color. Same process. We're going to add our water to the line and microwave this for 2.5 minutes. It smells great. Stir the noodles, and the noodles look pretty similar. Look how fat they are. They look great. I imagine the noodles are going to be identical in terms of texture and flavor, but how is the broth? Let's see. Still plenty spicy, but definitely different. Still savory, but not briny, and pretty tasty. Alrighty, let's give it a taste with the noodles. Itadakimasu. That's pretty good. To really compare them accurately, I think I'm gonna have to taste them side by side. So the vegan ones are actually very, very good for a vegan broth. It doesn't taste as kind of complex. There is kind of a vegetal flavor to it, but very good. I feel like the original tastes a little bit richer, but the vegan one's very good. I do find it interesting though. Although this is vegan, and I said it doesn't taste as rich, it has more calories. 340 calories per cup versus 300 per cup. And more fat. 12 grams of fat versus 8 grams. So I said this tastes richer, but this actually has more fat in it. Interesting, but pretty good option if you are vegan. Let's compare Shin Ramyeon with Jin Ramyeon, another very popular brand of instant noodles. And this one has the spokesperson of Jin from BTS. And this is the spicy one, and this is the mild one. Right off the bat, you can see that the serving size is larger. The cups are larger, and we're gonna cook it for 5 minutes, it says. So let's go ahead and do that. So this one's the spicy one. I'm gonna dump that in there. And this one is dry too. This one is the mild, same thing. This one smells very different. This one smells more garlicky. Now we're going to add water to the line, and we're going to microwave these for 5 minutes. Okay, lovelies, back with our cooked Jin Ramyeon, and they are very, very hot. Let's give them a stir. I'm going to try the original mild one first. The noodles are similar kind of fat style noodles as opposed to the cup noodles, and very generous amount. So hot, I'm not gonna lift this anymore. Let's give the broth a taste. Here we go. Itadakimasu. Ooh, this one's a little bit sweeter than the Shin Ramyeon, but savory. Lots of MSG, which I think is required in an instant noodle. And this one isn't very spicy at all, but very tasty. Okay, let's try it with the noodles. Here we go. Itadakimasu. Yum. Very flavorful, a little bit sweet, plenty savory, oniony, and the noodles are nice and bouncy as well. Slightly different texture than the Shin Ramyeon, but equally bouncy and playful. I feel like the diameter of these might be just a little bit smaller, but delicious. It's difficult to compare this one with the Shin Ramyeon because this one doesn't have any heat in it, or very little heat. So I feel like you're comparing completely different fruits, you know what I mean? But as a instant noodle goes, very tasty. Let's try the spicy Shin Ramyeon. This one is much redder in color, not surprising. These are a bit transparent, which means to me more cooked. I don't like them so hard. I don't want them to be crunchy, but I don't want them to be mushy. I like them to be bouncy, you know? Right, grab my spoon. Let's taste the broth. Here we go. Okay. This one is more comparable in terms of level of spice to the Shin Ramyeon, and I like it better than the mild. Having said that, I think the Shin Ramyeon might be, maybe not. I was going to say the Shin was a little bit spicier, but maybe not. Nice level of heat. If you like Tabasco, then you will like this level of heat. Let's try it with the noodles. Here we go. Itadakimasu. When you inhale the chili flakes or the chili, it makes you want to cough. But this one's nice and tasty too. A little bit sweeter than the Shin Ramyeon, and maybe not as salty, but definitely savory and flavorful. This is delicious, nice and spicy, savory, but I think I still like the Shin a little bit more. This seems to have a little bit more onion flavor to it, a little bit of sweetness, and now that I've had a few bites, it seems to be about as spicy as the Shin. But the Shin one just has a really nice kind of underlining, almost oceany, kind of briny saltiness that I like. While this is still quite tasty, it doesn't have that. This is a little bit odd for me to be eating instant noodles like this. I usually doctor mine up. I at least add some green onions, sometimes a slice of American cheese, sometimes some sliced mushrooms, or whatever I really have in my refrigerator. I like to add a little bit of protein, sometimes crack an egg. So having it in a cup like this is a little bit unusual for me, but I really wanted just like the baseline kind of taste test, but still quite good. I have two more made by Shin. This is the shrimp cup noodle. I've never had that one before. And this one you cannot make in the microwave, so I'll just add hot water to that. And then this one is tempura udon style noodles. So udon style come from Japan, and they are a much wider, fatter noodle. But this contains tempura as well, and tempura is a deep fried kind of fritter, oftentimes shrimp or vegetables. So curious about this one, because I've never had that before. The noodles don't look that much fatter. And there looks to be little bits in there. I guess that's the tempura pieces. And I'm gonna add the soup base. The soup base doesn't look to be spicy, or at least have any chili in it. And I'm gonna cover this with water and microwave this for 3 minutes. And this we'll just add hot water to and let that sit for 3 minutes. And then we'll be back and do a little taste test. Okay, oh, look at that. That has lots of little fixins in it, including tiny little shrimp. Alrighty, back with the tempura udon noodles. Here are the tempura pieces. Interesting. And the noodles. They do look a little fatter, but they don't look anything like udon noodles. As we did before, let's give the broth a taste. Oh yeah, it tastes more like a dashi-based soup broth. Not at all like a Korean-style ramyeon noodle. Not spicy, but definitely savory, lots of MSG. And tastes like a dashi base, which is made with shaved bonito, which is a fish that has been smoked. So it has that flavor also a kind of seaweed flavor. Very different style than the instant ramyeon noodles that I'm used to. Let's see. It's a very strange shift almost. Okay, let's try one of those little tempura pieces. See what those are like. Kind of savory. And a bit like the tempura bits that you can find in udon noodles. They take the little scraps of the batter that has been fried for ebi fry or tempura, and then they sprinkle it in your udon soup. So it adds a kind of fried flavor, but there's nothing in it. There's no meat or vegetable, just kind of a deep fried flavor, and it kind of captures that flavor a bit. The texture is all right. Alrighty, I'm curious about these noodles. Let's give these a go. Itadakimasu. They are a little bit fatter than regular ramyeon noodles or ramen noodles. And therefore, they are a bit firmer. If you like them softer, I would give this a little bit more time because the noodles are fatter. But they're not like any udon noodles I've ever had. True udon noodles are much thicker, almost the diameter of a thin pencil, something like that. They're pretty thick. And even though these are thicker than regular ramen noodles, this is not it. But I kind of get what they're going for, a similar kind of flavor, but this isn't my favorite. I think maybe if you're jonesing for this udon experience or flavor profile, maybe this one would be for you. But when I have cup noodles, I either want like the cup of noodles, like the chicken cup of noodles like I had as a kid, or I want something a little bit more punchy than this. This is a little bit limp-wristed. Finally, let's give the Nongshim shrimp a taste. Look at that. That's probably the most loaded one I've had yet. Loaded with all kinds of bits. And this looks like it's some kind of fish cake or egg piece or something. I'm not really sure. Let's give that a taste. Oh yeah, fish cake. Delicious. Bouncy, fishy. It tastes like kameboko, like what you would get in ramen noodles, that kind of pink little friend in there. That's what it tastes like. It's got a nice bouncy texture. And we got tiny little shrimp. The noodles look very much like an instant noodle, but not so flat as a cup noodle, which I'm glad to see. It's got a shrimpy smell to it. Strong, fishy, oceany smell. Let's give it a taste. Here we go. Itadakimasu. And strong shrimpy flavor. Broth is savory, salty, shrimpy. And when I say shrimpy, it's like a shrimp chip. Have you ever had shrimp chips before? This is the instant ramen noodle version of shrimp chips. It's great. One part funky, one part chewy noodles. The noodles are great, better than cup noodles. They're not that thin variety. They're more of the kind of Shin ramen style of noodle, which I appreciate. A little bit bouncy. Very aggressive shrimpy flavor, which I like. There's bits of seaweed in there, and I love all the little fish cake in there. This one was a sleeper. If you love shrimp chips or shrimp flavored things, strong seafoody flavors, I think you'll really like this. I've never had it before. It's a sleeper. I like it. Alrighty, my lovelies, there you have it. A big cup ramyeon taste test of them all. I think Shin is still my classic favorite, although the shrimp cup noodle by Nongshim was a sleeper and absolutely delicious. It might be my new favorite. I think my kids will really enjoy that one too, because while they do like spice, they don't like too much spice, and both of them really love shrimp chips and shrimp, so they should like that one as well. Alrighty, my lovelies, thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media, like this video, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo, take care, bye! I'm so full, and I'm excited to take this hair off because it is heavy. But I did it. I have my dragon tail. There it is.